One thing that I have been told by my mother as an advice is whenever you see somebody succeeding or you see somebody with money, watch them. Don't aspire to be like them. Don't try to know how they did it. Don't try to investigate it. Just watch them. That's what my mother told me. And unless you were really close to the people to know exactly how they do it, do not try to draw inspiration. Recently, Johnny Bravo of YouTube did an expose on clavicular. And just to summarize everything, he basically said that clavicular is this toxic, manipulative, fake asshole guy. I mean, surprise, surprise, right? It's clavicular we're talking about. But to go into detail, he found out that clavicular was doing all that he did for money, which still doesn't sound that crazy now that I'm saying it out of my mouth. But basically, clavicular, when he was starting his career, did mention how he was doing it for the improvement of boys, for the love of the game, for everything, like just to get boys to like start looking good and look smacking and shit. But he later showed streams of clavicular claiming he does what he does for money.
I'm wondering what your goal is currently. At the end of the day, I wouldn't get on these streams and do this if it wasn't for money. You know,
Yeah.
The reason I do my kick stream every single day, and I go to clubs and I drug myself to the point where I'm able to actually like interact in public, that shit is for money. You know, it's like I'm not passionate about the fact that I'm basically a drug addict to do this shit.
And that's not the only thing about just doing what he did for money, is how clavicular went about doing what he does. Because believe it or not, clavicular has a bland personality, not a shocker as well. He has a terrible personality. He doesn't have the personality that is enough to like be on the camera and entertain people. So what does clavicular do? He drugs himself. That's the answer, right? It's like the 1980s. He drugs himself so much so that like he just like goes on stream and he just kind of like does what he does. And that's the thing too. You know what? I'll get to the last part. Just went off simply because overheating. And the thing is, my main gripe, you guys gotta work with whatever this lighting setup is. I don't care. I need to get these videos out. My main gripe with the whole clavicular taking drugs is, what does clavicular take drugs for? Is I really genuinely want to know. Somebody that watches, let's just put ourselves in the shoes of a clavicular fan. If you go and you're like, today I'm gonna go watch a clavicular stream, what are you hoping to see? What is it that you're like? I want to know what it is you gotta see. If somebody told me Speed does drugs to like stream, I'd be like, that makes sense, because Speed is it's like energetic, he's doing like a lot of speed things. Kai Cenat too, I wouldn't be surprised that they're taking drugs to like stream. But clavicular, what does he do? He just sits with girls, sits in a car, talks with Andrew Tate and says the N-word, and he needs to take drugs for that. Is taking the drug the entertainment part, or he needs the drug to do the entertainment part? I'm genuinely confused. So the clavicular fans, come on, tell me what it is. Why do you guys watch clavicular streams? Anyways, aside from clavicular hogging in drugs, we were also told that clavicular launched a membership club. Like he bought a club, he didn't launch one. He bought a club for like $5 million. And people were like, clavicular's only been streaming for 4 months. And it's like, unless clavicular's like earning $2 million a month, I don't see him actually buying a $5 million club. And when Johnny Bravo did his digging in, the guy that actually funds the whole club and thing for clavicular is actually a guy from the Israeli mob that has an extensive criminal record. And it's like
waving his hand around like an asshole to cut the camera. And when you look behind him, you see this mysterious guy walking in the door with his Sharmuta wife behind him and his security guard. Now this is High Wakneen, the guy who really owns the Baccara Club, and he came to have a secret meeting with Clav, but he's got a bit of a shady past. He's a convicted felon and rumored to be tied to the Israeli mob. I didn't even know they had mobs in Israel. What is that shit?
Damn, that's not surprising either. Clavicular, like, if somebody asked me, like, which influencer do I think would associate with the Israeli mob, and somebody, like, I would guess clavicular. Who else? And maybe Asmund Gold. But that's a topic for another day. But just like I said, this isn't like something that is short of what clavicular would do. Other than this, Johnny Bravo also uncovered that clavicular also likes to pimp girls. The like Jack Doherty method, where he brings on girls, tells them, hey, I have a bigger platform, why don't you bring yourself so that I can promote you can create an OnlyFans. I promote the OnlyFans. You're making like 300K a month. I take 20%, you take 80%. Boom. Clavicular.
Moral dilemma you have sometimes, like the OnlyFans things, they start moving reckless on stream. However, we got some non-OnlyFans things right now. Club's trying to recruit them, but I mean, bro, I've been there. When I was 19, I was doing OnlyFans management, and you know what? I just thought I'd only ever get a team that's actually on it, because the things that don't do it, they can up that fucking shit, you know? This guy just don't. Clav's ruthless, mate. Clav will get your sister on OnlyFans, so watch out for it.
Just like I said, I am not surprised Clavicular does that. Like a fun fact. That's my problem with this whole expose, because it's not going to change anything at all. What do you think is going to happen after this information was released? Do you think people are going to be like, oh, Clavicular's a bad person? I think we should not listen to Clavicular anymore. All the people that are not going to listen to Clavicular are not listening to Clavicular. It's like Clavicular, the fans of Clavicular don't watch Clavicular because he's a good guy. They know he's generally a bad guy. I actually think a follower is more probably likely to unfollow Clavicular if Clavicular starts a charity or actually does some good shit. Because I want you to put your mind, like your brains in the minds of somebody that like an actual Clavicular fan. You think them hearing that Clavicular does all he does for money going to be like, oh, he betrayed us? The fuck not. Nothing is going to happen. You're not watching. Why do you think somebody watches a Clavicular stream and be like, I hope today's the day he motivates boys? Like, if you're watching a Clavicular stream because of the looks maxing, he stopped doing that. He stopped doing that. And if you want looks maxing advice, there's like tens of thousands of influencers on TikTok that promise they're teaching you something differently about looks maxing. And there are doctors that are doing the looks maxing shit as well. I mean, like, if it's not looks maxing and you're just watching because of the girls, there's a whole dedicated site meant for that you don't see nobody with clothes on. I feel like you guys are wasting your time with the Clavicular shit. And if you want to be flexed on, go watch some black streamer buy a Lambo or something, or car sellers. They do that shit. I just feel like, put yourself in the shoes of a Clavicular fan. What do they watch? Nothing's going to happen to Clavicular after this. And that's the thing too. People think all of this is happening because Clavicular is given a platform. Clavicular is not given a platform, mind you. Another YouTuber did an expose talking about how like the streaming culture is now gamified. You don't get to choose what you see on your FYP because people just mass do quantity content creation. What do I mean by that? Take Clavicular. Everybody swears they've seen Clavicular everywhere.
Can't go online anywhere without seeing this asshole's face plastered everywhere.
Why do you see Clavicular everywhere? Because Clavicular has 60,000 plus clips of him being posted by clippers that he paid. He pays them to do that shit. Somebody that creates 60,000 pieces of content. Do you think you're not gonna come across your FYP at least once? At least. And that's what I'm saying. Now you don't get to choose what you watch. The guy with the most amount of money does it, and it was estimated that clavicular pays at least 66,000 a month. It was estimated, which was even a low ball, so it should be more than that. And people might be asking, so clavicular's reaching into his pockets and paying for that? No, Kick sponsors that. Kick pays for that, because if clavicular gets more viewers, that's more people coming into the stream to watch clavicular. If you want to know, Kick is paying for that. Have you ever noticed that almost all the clips that you see of clavicular, there's a Kick logo that is like underneath the clip? Yeah, that is the program. Kick makes sure that people know where to go find clavicular. And that's the thing, because Kick pays the streamers to do this. No, the streamers earn their money, and Kick gives them money to promote themselves. And that's it's just, clavicular doesn't even need to reach into his pockets, because there's a fund, there's a paying clippers fund by Kick, because the method works so well. Why don't major big streamers do this? They do. All of them do. Caleb Hammer does it. Neon does it. All the people that you see religiously do it. Togi does it. Steve will do it, does it. Everybody does. If you literally want to be seen everywhere, you just pay. Their Discord servers, their apps, their websites, their places for that. If you, a nobody with no personality, no talents, no nothing, and you just got up and was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay Clippers to upload like 100,000 pieces of content of me every month, you're gonna be one of the biggest streamers on earth. And it's not even about whether it's something that can happen. It's not a whether it can happen or not. It's just, do you have the money to do that? If you do, why doesn't somebody like Mr. Beast, that he's too big for that? Like, he's actually too big for that. So anyways, that's the whole clavicular thing. Shout out Moist Critical. Fix your posture, you're too hunched over.